Good morning to the panelists, Dr. Sridevi as well as Dr. T. Palanisamy, who have joined us now, and good morning to all the construction professionals. So we have this national webinar series on sustainable materials and construction technologies, which is conducted by both the organizations, BV Raju Institute of Technology, Narsapur, in association with Ramco Cements Limited. And we have Dr. Sridevi, who is from BV Raju Institute of Technology, Narsapur, to introduce the speaker of the day, Dr. T. Palanisamy. Now, before I ask her to talk, let me also give a brief introduction of Ramco Cements. We are an organization which started in the year 1960s. We entered the cement industry. Of course, Ramco Group is quite an old group. In the year 1938, the group was started, but we were in the cement industry since 1960s. And since then, we have been introducing a lot of technology in the area of cement manufacturing, and we have number of cement brands as of now. About 12 brands we have got, and the idea of having this 12 cement brand is to ensure that there is a kind of customization. Different types of concrete are being made, and you have different types of cements which can be used for different applications. So we do not actually recommend only a particular type of cement, but we have Portland Pozzolana cement, we have Portland slag cement, we have Waterbury Portland cement, we have sulfate resisting cement, and we have rapid hardening Portland cement. That is why we have cement. There was this feedback that why not have a special cement for concreting. So we have Ramco Supercrete cement, which is a GPC cement with a high rate of gain of strength and low heat of hydration. So like that, we have the 12 products. We have Ramco Infra OPC for higher slump retention, and we have Ramco Superfast for precast application. So that is the kind of customization that has been brought in. And we also have Drymix range of products for non-structural applications, which is coming from our Drymix plant at Sri Perambudur. And all this is possible because of our Ramco Research and Development Center, where we have been doing number of concrete designs, mixed designs, number of tests on cement and raw materials. So that helps us to collaborate with our customers, whether it be the customers at the project sites or whether it be the normal residential building. So you will find that there is a lot of variations in the type of concrete that is made at different places. So our endeavor is to help the customers to make a good quality concrete. So with those few words, let me request Dr. Sridevi to introduce the speaker of the day, Dr. T. Palanisamy. Over to you, madam.
This opportunity. Good morning, one and all. I welcome all the resource persons, participants, faculty members across India and other parts of India to this second day of faculty development program. Unless we keep in pace with the growing technology, we cannot give the best to the students. This is my opinion. So in these difficult situations, we have to adopt different platforms for the learning keeps going on. So we have chosen online platform along with Ramco Cements to conduct this faculty development program. And I welcome you all to this second day of the FDP. So we have chosen this sustainability because of depleting natural resources. So we have to keep in mind the three things. One is economy. Whatever solution we give should be economically viable and socially acceptable, keeping in mind the environmental concerns. So we thought as a civil engineers, it is our prime responsibility to know about the sustainability, how to make sustainable constructions, how to select sustainable materials. Today we have with us Dr. Palanisamy from NIT Surathkal. I'm very much pleased to introduce you, sir, because he is the apt person to tell about the microstructure of the concrete hydrated cement paste, because he has done a lot of research in this area. Dr. Palanisamy is currently working as assistant professor in the Department of Civil Engineering at National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, NITK Surathkal. He has published 113 articles in journals and conference proceedings at national and international levels. He has delivered more than 123 keynote lectures in various levels sponsored by AICTE, CSIR, DRDO, and DST, etc. He has secured funded projects from DST, SERB, DBT, AICTE, etc. At present, one funded project is going on with him worth 0.38 crores for the development of concrete battery. He has registered 14 patents along with co-investigators. Under his supervision, 11 PhDs were completed and 4 are pursuing. His area of research includes development of sustainable materials and structural applications and micro-characterization of concrete. He bagged several awards. He received 17 awards, including the most esteemed award of Vishwakarma Award 2018 by Planning Commission of India, New Delhi, Best Faculty Award 2017, Bharat Ratna Mother Teresa Award 2014, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Gold Medal Award 2015. The Indian Concrete Institute honored him by awarding Outstanding Young Concrete Engineer title. So these are few awards to name. The list goes on, but because of paucity of time, I'm not reading the entire list. We are very fortunate, sir, to have you here in this FTP program. Thank you very much. Over to Palanisamy, sir, for the lecture.
Please.
Sir, share my screen.
You can share your screen, and we will mute our video so that you can have bandwidth also.
Yeah, it's there is a small patch at the center.
Where now it is gone. No, now the patch is gone.
Yes, sir. Now it's good.
Now it is. Yeah, now it's okay. If it's slideshow also, no, not again. Yeah.
Sir?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Good to all. This is the right time to discuss through webinar. Thanks to Corona, they take the positive sense aspects. So first, I say sincere thanks to our director, head of the department of NITQ, and the sponsoring authority of Ramco Cement, coordinating person Anil K. Pillai, and head of the department, Madam Sri Devi, and Suraj Kumar from Ramco Cement, and other officials who are the participating to conduct the program. Dear participants from all over the world, good morning to all. So now my screen, whenever I need, at that time I want to open my video, I mute my video also. I don't want waste bandwidth. Audible, madam? Audible, sir? Audible, madam?
Yeah, you are audible. Audible.
Okay, fine. Now mute a video. Whenever I need some explanation, some demonstration, that time I want to open my video. Always sure. I open my video also. So whenever you have the queries and any doubts, put in chat box. After that, Dr. A.K. Pillai will take this responsibility to read the questions. We'll discuss one day with our answer. So this is the program overview. So now I can move. Okay, to discuss about the micro characterization of hydrated cement paste. So the topic also very interesting, and also at present need also. So we are consuming a lot of cement. So for the construction, next to agricultural products. So we need some studies required for the characterization of the hydrated cement paste. So the cement, we have the different stage. It's maybe manufacturing state, during the manufacturing, but after the manufacturing, after the using also. So that's why I'm taking this particular means hydrated cement paste. If add the water into the cement, what will happen? Up to some extent. That's only I want to deal. So these places only the micro characteristics is the biggest node. That's why I'm taking for here. So I go for the next slide. Structure of a metal. So you look at the most of people we know about that structure like this, like some macro structures like bridges and apartments and so on so. So this structure only we know that. So you want to look at in deep, take the small portion, look at, you can see coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, some cement, or otherwise we can call this coarse aggregate, this is cement mortar or cement paste. Again I'll go back, go deep in the particular portion, you can see like this. So we have the number of batches like a black and white color, some black, dark black here, we have some white batches here, some black. This. Again, I'll go deep in this particular portion only, I can get like this. So who is the responsible, which are the agencies to give these properties of the concrete, cement or cement paste, so on so, etc. So all of you very experienced in this stage, that is a macro level, like a bridge, apartments, any buildings or any skyscrapers, so on so, etc. But the problem in here, the meso, micro and atomic level. So today we want to talk about that. What is this role of, and what is the role of some metal admixtures and the cement constants or composites for the development of the strength as well as durability with respect to micro characterization. Now look at the concrete, you can see these kind of things. One is the mortar, coarse aggregate, fine aggregate, you can see that if it is possible. This is called as a concrete. Then mortar is called as cement paste and fine aggregate. This is called as a mortar. Then cement paste, it's have cement gel. Look at cement gel, capillary porous, CaOH trace and AF and AFT and hydrated cement. So these are all the things we have cement paste. Then cement gel, we go for 200 nanometer. Cement gel, we have these kind of things, absorbed water, gel porous, CSH, so on so. I will explain what is CSH, absorbed water, gel porous, so on so. Then again we go for CSH, there is calcium silicate hydrate, CSH. This is chemically bounded water like this. So we are using this product as a concrete. We have these kind of stages to this micro characterization properties of the concrete. We look at see one by one. Now this is the scales, size of scales in concrete. We doesn't know about that. What is the micro characterizations of the concrete here? But you look at in this the small part LIC building at Chennai. Look at small part. You have seen fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, so on so. Again you go finer in micro scale. You can get these kind of things, black and white, there is irregular nature, so on so. This is the size of scale in concrete. But we are very strong in the compressive strength of that concrete. We are achieved nearly about 200 Newton per mm square. That is a 200 MPa concrete available. But big question, what is the durability of that kind of concrete? Is the big. Then, why are we using the huge quantity of cement when compared to the steel? They are the least three primary reasons we are using the cement. They possess excellent resist to water. So look at the steel. It is maybe put in the steel, put in the water. What will happen? It tends to corrode. It is the cement and the concrete only. The possess excellent resist to water. Can be performed into variety of shape and size. That is a major advantages of the concrete. It can be engineered. This word is very, very important. Engineered according to our convenience, according to our need, according to our consumption demand. We can produce, or we can manufacture, or we can change. That is the major advantages of the concrete. That's why most of the world people using the concrete next to this agriculture products. Now, it takes a little bit of fundamental of concrete. What is concrete? The concrete is nothing but it's maybe in the older days the concrete the definition is different. The concrete is made of fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, water, cement, so on and so. Now, the concrete is a filler and binder. Filler it's maybe fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, fly ash, or metal admixtures, or some admixtures, or any filler material, like even thermocol also. The binder, you can have the cement or polymers or whatever, some etc. Some even go what we call gum also. We can possible to make it as a concrete. Okay, suppose we can use the lime is the binder. It's called as a lime-based concrete. Suppose we can use the gypsum. This concrete is called as a gypsum-based concrete. Now, this is the cement-based concrete. Cement-based concrete, we can have Portland cement, water, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate. Already I told you that the Portland cement and water we have, it's called as cement paste. Again, we add the fine aggregate, it's called as mortar. Again, you add coarse aggregate, it's called as concrete. So these are the things. So I want to concentrate more on the cement paste. Cement paste, that is called as Portland cement plus water. So the people may be asked, this may be BTech students or MTech students, we are doing the research or in maybe projects in the concrete. So how is this kind of things very useful, or how it maybe reflect the exact answer of the concrete? Coarse aggregate as one of the filler material in this concrete. So what are the materials contribution more strength is cement paste. That is a mortar and the cement paste is an important material is the strength. Even I am not in our research group also, we are not doing any more most of the research in this concrete. We are doing the research only cement paste and the mortar. So because you go for the concrete, they waste on material also, the time and the casting, everything. So we can do the research in the mortar level itself. If the result is positive, then only we go for the concrete. That's why we're doing the research. So what is the limitation of the concrete? This is the limitations. Look at the brittle. The strain softening, this is quasi-brittle, this is ductile. This concrete. Look at difference between the concrete and the steel. This concrete, we have the failure like this. The steel, you have the well-defined things that is called as a strain hardening effect. Here, strain softening effect. Now, the lot of research is going on how to make the concrete maybe possibles like this. So, the lot of research is going on. So, this is the limitations of the concrete. Even how using the concrete, the cement industry. Then, introduction to the Portland cement. We do this, produce the constituents from calcium, silica, alumina, iron, and sulfate. So where you obtain calcium, silica, alumina, iron, and sulfate? It is a limestone available in our earth crust, marble, then cement rock, then alkali, waste clay, chalk, sisal, etc. Silica is nothing but quartz. Quartz, that is a white color stone, that is called as quartz. The silica obtained from the fly ash, clay, limestone, sandstone, etc. We did the very good one PhD in the clay related things. We want to calculate the clay. One of my student, Dr. Sudha, was completed work in this area, clay-based cement. Then alumina, bauxite, the fly ash, shale and slags, the alumina. Then iron and sulfates. These are the constituents. It's make it as the cement. Then compound composition of clinker or cement. Some places I can mention clinker and cement also. This is composition. 4 major components formed from the oxides under the high temperature in the kiln. Name of the oxides: tricalcium silicate is called as C3S, 3CaO SiO2. Dicalcium silicate, 2CaO SiO2, simply is called as C2S. Then tricalcium aluminate, 3CaO Al2O3, that is C3A, then tetracalcium aluminoferrite, 4CaO, Al2O3, Fe2O3, that is called as C4AF. These are the main constant and compounds is widely using in the cement manufacturing. Now we want to look at, if I add the water into the cement, which components is react the first, which components it gives this most strength, how to quantify these kind of things we want to see today. Now, summary of the cement compound, this may be vary with respect to the brand to brand, and it's vary with respect to special application of the cement also. Now, tricalcium silicate, this is called as halite. All of you know about that, halite. This is called as C3S. We have 55 to 60% of the weight. Then dicalcium silicate, this is called as a belite. It's called as C2S, halite, belite. Then tricalcium aluminate, 3CaO, Al2O3, C3A, it is a 5 to 10%. This is 15 to 20%. Then tetracalcium aluminoferrite, 4CaO, Al2O3, Fe2O3, C4AF, we have 5 to 8%. Then gypsum, all of you know what is the role of gypsum, CSH price 2 to 6%. Now, tricalcium silicate, halite and belite, it's a very important component using the manufacturing of the cement. Now, this is the compressive strength development of pure cement compound. Look at, this is the x-axis, we have the time, days. The y-axis, we have the compressive strength. Look at C3S. C3S reacts instantaneously, immediately it's a react. Then final strength is given by means of C3, the final strength determined by means of C3S and C2S. This is C3S, so C3S and C2S strength. Look at, then C3A and CSH twice increases C3 for the higherly strength. So these are the some compressive strength development of use. Now, what's happening inside the kiln? I am not claiming this is my figure. I download from the net. I given this reference. What's happening inside the kiln? The cement manufacturer well known about that. I'm tech for that. This things very useful for BTech and MTech students who are doing the research in the cement. Then this is the cross section area of the kiln. Nearly about 700 degrees centigrade. Raw materials are freely flowing as a powder. The particles are solid. No reaction between the particles. No reaction between the particles. So what is a clingering reaction? Water lost. We can see TGA, thermal gravimetric analysis, and the TGTA, we can find what is this happening inside the concrete during the temperature. We can find TGA, TGDTA analysis. So from this, what happening inside, we can find water is lost because due to heat, the water tends to evaporate. Dehydrated clay recrystallize. What is a crystal? All of you know about that. This word you can remember, you can recall in this subject of engineering geology. You can remember crystals. Crystal, we have the well-defined surfaces or faces, that is called as a crystals. In simple way we can say. Then dehydrated clay recrystallize. This is called as a clay particles, you can see. Then limestone particle, you can see like this. So you can see the like a pentagonal shape like this. Then H2O is going out. This is the clay particles. This is limestone particle. Now increase the temperature 700 to 900 degrees centigrade. Powder is still free flowing. Particles are still solids. What is the reaction happening inside? As the calcium continues, free lime increases. Calcination, the free lime increases. Calcination is nothing but you want to heat it. Limestone, it's become as a calcination process. Due to the calcination, the free lime is increases. Reactive silica combines with CaOH as carbon CaO to begin C2S compound. first compounds forming in the cement is C2S. How it forms? Reactive silica combined with CaO. So we can obtain C2S. The calcination maintains freed temperature at 800 degree centigrade. Now look at this is the structures. This is C2S. Now look at in the increase, the temperature increases from 1150 to 1200 degrees centigrade. Particles are becoming sticky in nature. Happening. So all the oxides, unwanted components is going out. It tends to try to melt and during the calcination process. The reaction starts happening between the solid particles, which attract each one to other. When the calcination is complete, the temperatures increases rapidly. Small belite crystals is formed. What is the belite? Belite is nothing but C2S compound. That is called as a belite crystals. It forms from combination of silicate and CaO. Already we formed the CaO and silicates we can form. It's a belite. This is the belite structures. So little bit structures and shape, everything which changes with respect to temperature. Now the temperature is maybe 1200 to 1300 degree, 350 degrees centigrade. Capillary porous, the capillary forces of liquid keep particles together. In between we have the capillary forces. These forces attract to each other. Then the particles is making as combined together. Looks like a colloidal in nature. That's like a coagulant like that. So one bulk like that you can see. Above that 1200 degree, 50 degrees centigrade, liquid phases is formed. Look at powder form, then liquid. Now it's become as a liquid phases. Now the liquid allows the reaction between belite and free CaO2. Belite leads react with free CaO, calcium oxide. We form the halide. Halide is nothing but C3S, tricalcium silicate. Tricalcium silicate it forms here. What is the temperature? 1200 to 1350 degree centigrade. Now we can see this microscope. We can find round belite crystals. We can see. Now it structures little bit changes. We can see that angular halide crystals. Now look at belite. It's maybe round crystal. Round crystals. Angular crystal is represented as halide. Suppose you look at these things in the microscope, look at any spherical or rounded things, you can find this is represented as belite crystals. It may be angular things, we have seen that crystals that is represented as halide. This is the things. Now you look at in this 1350 degree centigrade to 1450 degrees centigrade, the belite crystals decreases in amount. Belite crystals decrease in amount, increase in the size. Decrease in the amount, increase in the size. Halide increases in the size and amount also. So both decreases. Belite is decreases in the amount, increase in the size. Halide increases in the size and amount both. So that's why we want to make it as equilibrium. After that cooling, the Klinger noodles remains unchanged during the cooling. Upon the cooling, the C3A tricalcium aluminate, C4AF ferrite crystals in the liquid phase, laminar structures appears in the belite crystals. First, look at round shaped crystals. Now, laminar. Now, you look at with respect to temperature. With respect to the temperature, the shape will be changes. Suppose you maybe add some mineral admixtures inside into the kiln during the manufacturing of the cement. So how these mineral admixtures react with existing crystals, how it changes the property. You want to look at, suppose what is the role here means, look at this is gap. We have seen that Look at microscope. Suppose you look at things in microscope. Look at, so some my mineral admixtures or some other materials maybe fill this gap. That is good. So, or its form or react with other components. It's form the new component. It's fill this means good for us. These are the things is very, very useful for the durability of the concrete. Durability of the concrete. So, suppose you have some idea doing the research in the durability aspects of the concrete, look at this level, you may be prove. You may be prove this durability property may be increases. Now, this is the summary of Klein reactions. This is the temperature with respect to the product. This is the dehydration zone. You have the calcination zone. You have the clinkering zone and the cooling zone. What are the process we have seen that? Free water, clay decompose, the limestone decompose, the initial formation of the compounds, then initial formation of C2S, formation of melt, and formation of C3S. The first component forming in that kiln is C2S, tricalcium silicate. Last but before we can see that tricalcium silicate around 1550 degree centigrade. This is the typical picture of kiln. Now, approach to study concrete. So, what is the necessity of microstructures of the concrete? Microstructure of the concrete. So, look at
Problem, is it?
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Now look at.
Are you able to see it?
Yeah, it's go. Now, approach is to study the concrete. So, what is the fundamental approach to the material research? One is before 1999, the structures like this. The one is the processing is the main factor, and the property. Other one is the microstructures. With three this, we can achieve performance. Performance is nothing but safety, durability, serviceability. The processing, nothing but raw material selection, mix placing, compacting, curing. Then properties are microstructure is nothing but structures, different phases, size, spherical arrangements, special arrangements, micro scale, and millimeter scale. And the property is nothing but load carrying capacity, compressive strength, so on so. So in earlier stages, we are concentrating processing, properties, and microstructures. Then after that, the material fundamental approaches of material research too, we can add the synthesis, processing, performance, properties, microstructures. We can get end use or constraints. So microstructure is a very important factor to achieve this end use or use needs or constraints. Again, the materials is essential part of material science and engineering. At present, we are using these also. So all these things controlled by means of measurements. That is called as a quality controls. Then only we can go for this. So the microstructure is a very, very important factors at present to contribute to, or we want to find that what is the role of any materials for the end users. Then approach to the concrete study. Now, yes, a close look at the historic development of concrete shows that concrete has been applied in the practice for more than 150 years without any scientific background. Yeah, I'm not saying this. This says by P.K. Mehta. Look, the most practice followed empirical formula and observations. The olden days, the attention was paid mainly to the properties of the concrete, especially for the compressive strength. The most of the research people are doing this area, compressive strength. Very less people doing the research in that performance-wise as well durability research. Then, very limited understanding had been achieved on the material structure of the concrete because we have the lack of facilities of the instrumentations like a nanometer scale, micrometer scale, even millimeter scale also. Now, approach to concrete study. The concrete phases in nanometer scale, they mainly constitute the calcium silicate hydrates. Hereafter, I will speak more about that CSH. That is called as calcium silicate hydrates. CSH. It is believed that CSH contributes most of the binding strength. CSH is most of the binding strength. And understanding the nature of CSH is key to evolving this behavior of the concrete, revealing the behavior of the concrete. So CH is a very important factor. The structure of CH on the atomic level determines the nature of mechanical properties, transport mechanism, dimensional stability of hydrated cement paste. So CSH is contributing factor for mechanical property, transport mechanism. Transport mechanism is nothing but in case of the building is constructed nearby seashore, especially for the Bangalore area. What will Chennai or Visa? What will happen means this is air. It's attacked to the concrete seashore. It's air. So the chloride we have the chloride in this water as well as air also. Airborne chloride and waterborne chloride. This kind of chlorides easily enter into the structures. This concrete is act as a transport mechanism. Mechanisms. So transport this chloride ions inside. It enter into the reinforcement, tends to corrode. The life of the structure will be lost. So who is the contributing factor for this transport mechanism is CSH. And dimensional stability of hydrated cement paste. Dimensional stability is nothing but shrinkage. So the CSH is contributing for the dimensional stability also. Suppose any researchers, maybe BTech or MTech or PhD students, you want to take the research in the dimensional stability. What is the role of CSH cell? Suppose I want to add some mineral admixtures, chemical admixtures, or any materials inside the concrete. How it's formed the CSH cell? How this kind of CSH cell is performed for the dimensional stability? This kind of things very useful for the PhD studies, PhD level. However, due to the limitations of experimental techniques and computer simulation in the past, the studies on CSH is very limited. Nowadays, with the fast development of microstructure measurement technology and powerful computer simulation methods, it is possible to develop the concrete technology in more scientific manner at the CH level also possible. That is the advantages at present. We can do this research in the CSH level. Then, what is the things you need? Look at, the concrete is the three-phase system. We have seen this three-phase system in the soil mechanics also. We can look at like this. For the calculation purpose, we can soil like this. We can make it as solid particles, air and water. This is three-phase diagram for the soil. Similarly, we have here also, look at the concrete three-phase system. One is a microstructure, is the suitable structure of the material that is resolved with the help of microscope. The microstructure is nothing but we can look at this concrete or cement paste using the microscope, that is called as a microstructure. I want to elaborate more in this area. Then allow the magnification 200x, that is a 200 times you want to magnify. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 200. Electron micrograph of hydrated cement paste shows that the structure is not homogeneous. This is a very important. So always we are writing all those things. Concrete is homogeneous and heterogeneous, whatever it may be we put. But look at in the concrete, the micro level, the structure, the concrete or cement paste is not a homogeneous. It may be different. What type of things you have seen that means? You look at, this is the cement paste, cement concrete cross section. How seen this? This is the coarse aggregate, small, this also coarse aggregate. Then this is the cement paste or cement mortar. Look at, you have seen this concrete in the naked eye. We can say this is the homogeneous. We can say this is the homogeneous. Now, You look at this portion alone, this particular portion alone, using the 200 as a 200x microscope. You look at these structures like this. Now we look at some irregular batches in the black in nature. Look at here also some problem. Here it's maybe solid one, it's maybe liquid one, semi-solids, whatever it may be. So this property it's maybe different. This property it's maybe different. This property it's maybe different. Okay, look at this is the note the point at present. Again, I want to magnify this particular portion like a needle portions. Again, magnification by means of 2000x, nearly about 200 millimicron scale. You can look at this like a needle, like a needle. Again, again in 5000x 4 micrometer scale, you look at irregular needles like this. We cannot believe inside the concrete we have seen this kind of needle. That is the role of microstructure. So we want to know about this. So this kind of needle, it's maybe well defined in nature. It's like maybe stick like in nature. What will happen? It's maybe random in nature. Random in nature, what will happen? How it's this is bonding between neighbor. Like suppose you look at this figure, the topmost. Look at how it's bonding between these two microcharacterization. So still there is no instrumentations. There are a lot of research is going on how to do it like this. Now, the structure is not homogeneous. While some areas are dense, yes, some areas are dense and others are highly porous. Others are highly porous. This area it's maybe dense in nature. This area is maybe porous in nature. In the porous area, it is possible to resolve these individual hydrated phase by using the higher magnifications. Higher magnification, you can see this phase. For example, massive crystals of calcium hydroxide, long and slender needle of petringate. Most of the calcium hydroxide, CH, calcium hydroxide, long and slender needles of yttringate. Yttringate is nothing but I will tell about what is yttringate. Suppose you look at this scanning electron microscope, the SIM or any TSEM or whatever it may be, look at any structures like a needle. Needle like this, it is maybe represent of yttringates. How it forms, I will tell you. And aggregation of the small fibers of crystals of calcium silicate hydrates can be seen only the 2000 magnification and 5000 magnifications. So simply what I'm trying to say means here, simply we can see in necklace like this, the lot of heterogeneous, lot of non-homogeneity house in this concrete. You can see only the microcharacterization of the concrete. Now, the microstructure of the concrete can be described in the following 3 aspects. One is hydrated cement paste. What is that? Hydrated cement paste, which is represent the hydration products of the cement and water reactions. If you add the water into the cement, the reaction it starts. What is that product is called as hydration products. And the main product of this reaction is the calcium silicate hydrates. I want to take much more about this area. Other one is pore structure, with reference to the gel porous, capillary porous, and voids. Gel porous, capillary porous, and voids. I am not talking about that. Suppose you reduce this water cement ratio is good for that manufacturing for the strength aspect, durability aspects. But in the field, some people they may not be follow the water cement ratio strictly, but also the people is not compact well in the concrete. What will happen? In between the aggregate, we have the gap. That is called as a porous. Scanicomb tends to form. I'm not talking about that. The inside this microstructure, micro level, what are porous? what is the capillary, what is the voids. These kind of things I want to speak more. Then interfacial transaction zone, it is called as ITZ. This represents these boundaries between the cement paste and aggregate paste. This is another major area. I'm not much more talking about this. We need one more day. We want to discuss about the interfacial transition zone, how to quantify all those things. I want to take these two only. Now, instrument for microstructure. Scanning electron microscopy, that is called as a SEM. Then transmit electron microscope, that is called as a TEM, T-E-M. Atomic force microscopy, that is called as a AFM. According to your convenient, according to your research, you can choose scanning electron microscope or transmit or atomic power station or atomic force microscope. Suppose I want to deal any material in the nanostructure level, means I go for magnification, maybe 10 lakhs. You go for AFM and TEM. We can deal with some details of CSH we can find. Yes, things. Suppose I go for the, I want to know about the arrangement and gestrofication of cement paste particles, sand and capillary voids. You can go for that intermediate SEM. Then high magnification SEM, you go for that magnification 2000 to 20,000. Scanning electron SEM, scanning electron microscope, secondary electron mode. On fractured surfaces, you can deal with details of internal surface, internal structures of individual cement particles and masses we can find. This is according to our convenient only. We go for the different type of instrument for the micro characterization. Then microstructure of the hydrated cement paste. The microstructure of hydrated cement paste. The term of hydrated cement paste is used here refers the paste made from the Portland cement and water. That is called as hydrated cement paste. An unhydrated Portland cement is a gray powder composed of angular particles, typically in the size ranges of 1 to 10 millimicrons. It is produced by pulverizing clinker with a small amount of calcium sulfate, and the clinker being heterogeneous mixture of several compounds produced by high temperature of reactions between calcium oxides and silica, alumina, and iron oxides. So these are the things happening inside the kiln. Inside the kiln, I already told. Then microstructure of the hydrated cement paste. I come to the exact picture today. The chemical composition of principal clinker compounds corresponds to the approximately C3S, C2S, C3A, and C4A of so and so, like here, like this. Okay. In ordinary Portland cement, the respective amounts usually range between 50 to 45 to 45, 50, sorry, 60, 15, 30, 6, 12, and 6 and 8%. Now, when Portland cement is dispersed in the water, Portland cement dispersed in the water, what will happen? The calcium sulfate and the high temperature components of calcium begins go into solution, and liquid phases gets rapidly saturated various ionic spaces. So what will happen? Liquid phases gets rapidly saturated with various ionic spaces. What will happen means, as a result of interaction between calcium sulfates, aluminate, and hydroxyl ions, calcium sulfate, aluminate, and hydroxyl ions, within few minutes of the cement hydration, needle-shaped crystals of calcium trisulfoaluminate hydrates, it's formed. Already told you know that the needle-shaped structure it forms, that is called as yttringate. It is called as yttringate. As per theory, we can say how to form the yttringate structure. Calcium sulfate, aluminate, and hydroxyl ions within few minutes during the cement hydration process, needle-shaped structures crystals is formed. That is called as yttriate. Is called as calcium trisulfoaluminate hydrates. So how it shows? Using this scanning electron microscope, you look at the cement based this kind of structures. So this is represented as yttriate structure. The needle-shaped structures, needle-shaped crystals of calcium trisulfoaluminate hydrates is called as yttriate. Okay, monosulfate, I'll tell you how it forms. Again, what is this? I can tell you. What things we want to look at here means, what is the density of this yttriate? How is the length? How can measure? This is another stage. This is a advanced microcharacterization. Again, microstructure of hydrated cement paste. What happened? Few hours later, here then few years later, the large prismatic crystals. What is the prismatic crystals? Already told you. Is these things studied in the geology. Crystals, you know that prismatic is nothing but like a pencil. This is a prismatic crystal. Like this prismatic crystal that shows this uniform cross section of prismatic crystal. Typically, they have 3, 4, 6, 8 or 12 faces which are parallel to the crystallographic axis. Crystallographic axis is nothing but we want to rotate these materials in this direction. How many faces? Suppose this axis, how many faces? Like this, you can find the crystallographic axis. Then few years later, large prismatic crystals of calcium hydroxide, CH, calcium hydroxide, and very small fibrous crystals of calcium silicate hydrates to begin fill the empty spaces are formerly occupied by water and dissolved cement particles. What the next one? Which one is formed? Next is formed is C, calcium hydroxide. Another one is CSK forms. So these two things to fill these empty faces of the water. Suppose you add the more water, what will happen? Water stagnant inside this concrete. There is no spaces given to the CSH and CH formation. Now look at this is some fiber crystals, a calcium silicate hydrates with well sharp fiber crystals. So look at this is the CSK, calcium hydroxide. You have seen this kind of things now. That is called as a like needles. Needles. Now, why it's become as a black and white? It's become as a black and white. We know about the BTech students. For them, I spend 2 minutes here. Look at, suppose this is any product, any metal. I want to pass the light. What will happen? If it's metal means immediately coming back, reflector. So this light also has some amplitude. It's okay. With respect to this amplitude, it's coming back immediately. Suppose these areas may be vacuum or it may be voids. So the light is going this direction. It takes more time. It's coming back. So these areas you can see nice. It may be in black in color. So voids or it may be any gap or any vacuum. You can see in the black in nature. Metal is very dense. You have to look at white in nature. You look at here is gray in nature. Now, what is the role of microcharacteristics means? Suppose I want to take this alone, so you can have seen some gap. Okay. So, what is the total solids? What is the gap? You can find. That is the Zell and porous ratio. Again, you go for this. Total you're going to take how much voids you have. You can find. Okay? Fine. So, you look at what is the porosity, what is the density. So, these things we can find. We can see We can see in detail. Right. Now, next, microstructure of hydrated cement paste. After some days, you look at what is this here? Needle shape after few hours. Now here, microstructure of hydrostatic cement paste after some days, depending on that alumina to sulfate ratio, depending upon that alumina to sulfate ratio, Portland cement intermediate may become a unstable. It's not a stable one. Again, it tends to react and will decompose to form the monosulfoaluminate hydrates, which has a hexagonal plate morphology. That is secondary iterate formation. Primary iterate formations, the structures looks like a needle, right? Secondary iterate formation, its form of monosulfoaluminate hydrates looks like a plate-like structures, looks like a hexagonal plate morphology. Hexagonal plate morphology is nothing but, look at like this, like a petals of roses. Rose petals are some seeds. Look at like this, no? Some seeds. These structures is called as hexagonal plate morphology. Now, the crystal needle-like structures become is like a hexagonal plate morphology. So, this is a primary iterate formation. This is the secondary iterate formation. This is a primary iterate formation. This is a secondary iterate formation. Suppose you look at any images in the scanning semi images, any needle shape this have seen, this is called as primary iterate formation. After that, we have seen these kind of some petals like that. This is called as a secondary iterate formation. Then hexagonal plate morphology is also the characteristics of calcium aluminohydrates that are formed in the hydrated paste of either under sulfated or high C3A Portland cement. Sanding electron micrograph illustrating the typical morphology phase prepared by mixing of calcium aluminate solution with the calcium sulfate shown in figure. This is the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Then, now 4 solids in hydrated cement paste. In hydrated cement paste, we have in the 4 solids. We have the solids, water, and the air also. That is called as the voids. Now we look at 4 solids in the cement paste. The types, amounts, and the characteristics of the 4 principal solid phases in the hydrated cement paste that can be resolved by electron microscope as follows. One is the calcium silicate hydrates, that is called as CSH, then calcium hydroxide, CH, then calcium sulfoaluminate hydrates, then unhydrated Klinger grains. So now, what is the property of CSH? What is the property of CH? What is the properties of others too? We can see elaborately. Now, characteristics of calcium silicate hydrates. The calcium silicate hydrate phases abbreviated as CSH. It makes 50 to 60% of volume of solids in a completely hydrated Portland cement paste. It is therefore most important phase determining the properties of the paste. This is the most important paste. What is the fact? It's the fact that the term of CH is hypotenuse significance that CH is not well-defined compound. That is a major. We are speaking about CSK like that, but it is not well-defined compound. That is a major problem. Suppose you take chloride, then in case of calcium, or in case of bauxite, then aluminium, cadmium, everything is well-defined compound. We can see or we can say this is the calcium, this is the chloride, is possible. But in case of CSK gel, we are unable to define the well-defined compound. The CS cross-section ratio varies between 1.5 to 2, or the severe structural water content varies even more. The morphology of CSH also varies from poorly crystalline fiber to reticular network. Poorly crystalline fibers. Poorly crystalline fiber. Crystalline structure, you know that poorly means is randomly we have seen. So unable to say this is maybe hexagonal shape, it may be square shape, it may be rounded shape or something. Unable to say nothing. Due to their colloidal dimensions and the tendency of cluster, CSH crystals could only be resolved with this evidence of electron microscopy only is possible to CSH. Then surface area order of 100 to 700 meters square by gram. Strength of the material is abbreviated mainly van der Waals forces. Suppose any chemical people do the research means you can do the research how this how suppose I add some mineral admixtures into that cement paste, how will it changes the van der Waals forces? You can find the size of the gel porous, solid to solid distance reported that about 800 Armstrong is nothing but 0.0001 micron. What is a gel porous? CS gel form is right? Here on CH, here on gel is here, one gel, here on gel. So in between we have some porous. So how much? That is called as a gel porous. This is micro level structure. Then it is a irregular or knitted array of layers which has randomly arranged to this create interval spaces of different spaces of sizes of 5 to 25 and one by one over to another we can see that. It looks like this is a looks like this is the cauliflower like this. So this is needle likely hitting it. This is the stem of the cauliflower like that. Then, although the exact structure of CH is not known, the several models have been proposed to explain the properties of this material. That is the Powers model, Haldon's model, Sterla's model is available. So we can use this. I show this model and easily understand. Okay, after that answer. Next, first is solids over CSK. Second solid is calcium hydroxide. That is a CH. It's called as CH. This contribute 20 to 25% of the volume of solids in the hydrated paste. So suppose you want to take any researchers, add any materials into the cement or fundamental manufacturing, the fundamental development of the cement. So you want to look at what is the how much content we have in that CSH. In contact, the CH calcium hydroxide. Sir, you can see my PPT?
We can see
Yeah.
your PPT.
Okay, I have some message.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
No, that might be the bandwidth at that person's place. That's right.
Okay, fine, sir. I will continue. Then, construct of CSH calcium hydroxide is compound with definite stoichiometry. Stoichiometry is the well-defined shape. You look at calcium hydroxide CH. We have seen well-defined shape. CH. We have well-defined. Look at hexagonal shape. We have seen that. Suppose CH, you look at CH, you are unable to say shape. This shape is different. You look at this shape is maybe different. So, using scanning electron microscope, well-defined structure is maybe represented as CH, calcium hydroxide. Then, not well-defined shape is maybe CSH. It's possible. Then, what is the things means we can learn from? It tends to form large crystal with distinct the hexagonal prism morphology. The morphology usually varies from non-descript to the stack of large plates and is affected by available spaces, temperature of hydrogen, and the impurities present in the system. Impurity is nothing but unhydrated cement particles. Compared with CSH, the strength contributing potential of calcium hydroxide is limited as a result of considerably lower surface area. That is the problem. Look at, we have seen these are the things we want to add in that resultant discussion. So why this is a CH is not much more contribute the strength of the concrete, because this the surface is area is very less. You look at in that CS sketch, you have the huge surface area. Look at, you take the surface area very much more greater. Suppose you go for this CS sketch, is a very different structures. The surface area is very less. Because of this is the plate structures, this is already like this. So because of this surface area is not much more contributing this strength. Then calcium sulfoaluminate hydrate. This is another solids in the hydrated cement phase. Calcium sulfoaluminate hydrates occupy 15 to 20% of the solid volume in hydrated cement. Therefore, they play only the minor role in the microstructures. This is a minor role. It is already been stated that during these early stages of hydration, the sulfates alumina ionic ratio, the solution phase generally favors the formation of bisulfate hydrates, is called as a yttringate, also called as yttringate. Needle shape like prism, you can see. It forms these needle shaped prismatic crystals. That is called as, already told you know, sulfoaluminate hydrates. So this is the more important and keynote factors for the sulfate attack. Any people working in the sulfate attack, you look at this kind of structure, how it forms, what is the density, what is the porous, what is the length, the depth, everything you want to do it. So this is directly to the sulfate attack. Then unhydrated clinker. So even at the water ends Paka in manner, and also you want to mix in thorough in manner, we have seen some unhydrated cement paste inside the hydrated cement paste. That is called as the unhydrated cement. Look at these kind of things you have seen this microscope. Look at this kind. This is the unhydrated cement paste. Look at this round shape. This may be represented as a fly ash. This may be aggregate. This is aggregate. This is interface. Already told you know. This is aggregate. This is the pore. This is the pore. This is C sketch. So and so like this. So this is the model for hydrated Portland cement. So C sketch is the irregular in shape. You have seen that. This is the model, board model, like that. This is the secondary hydrated formation. This is the aggregate, just like that. So this is the model. Different model available. Suppose you go for in deep and deep, you refer this. So I want to finish within 10 minutes. Yes, sir. Permits. Summary of hydrated.
You can go ahead.
Yeah. Summary of hydrated products. CSH, the specific gravity. We are BTech students. We are finding very difficult to find that what is the specific gradient, coarse gradient, and fine aggregate. Now we have that instrumentation. We can find what is the specific gravity of CSH possible. Then crystallinity is very poor. Amorphous stage. Amorphous stage is nothing but irregular in nature, like atmospheric cloud. Then morphology is nothing but sheets, layers, mostly unresolved. That is the problem. Sheets, layers, mostly unresolved. Typical crystal dimensions in the paste 1 into 10 power of 0.1 millimicron or 0.01 millimicron. Then CSH, the density is 2.24. Then very good crystalline nature, not porous. Hexagonal crystals, we can already told you know that hexagonal crystals, the size is dimension is 0.01 to 0.1 mm. Then yttringate, nearly about approximately 1.75. It's a good crystallinity. Long slender prismatic crystal needles like this pencil, long crystal prismatic needles 10 to 0.5 millimicron. Monosulfoaluminate 1.95. Fair good, thin hexagonal plates, irregular rosettes like that. So this is the size. Now, suppose I give some images, same images, you can identify either it may be CSH, then CH or yttringate or what type of structures you may be said. That is more than enough for this presentation. Now, this is the hydration products of the function of the time. These may be various cement to cement manufacturer. This is ideal one. I taken from the P.K. Mehta book. So with minutes, this is a C sketch. It forms hours like this. Initially, the concrete have the huge porosity. The porosity is high. Then these kind of components is forms, porosity is coming down. Now you take the research, which point is a critical point? Which point is critical point with respect to the porosity and hydration of the cement. So this is the typical picture. We can see that CHKL is forms within an hour. Then CA watch twice. We can form with this 0 second one itself. Then heating is formed immediately. Then after the hours CHKL it forms. Then C4A, F, H13. These are things from there is a monosulfate forms. After this, so on so. This a number of model available. This is one of the typical model. Then reactive volume. The capillary porosity. Capillary porosity is both at present in the initial stages. If the hydration starts, these portions is maybe filled by means of all other components like CH, calcium hydroxide, and all other component. So look at this is a CH. In the initial stage is very, very less. If the time is increases, it's occupying more spaces. Similar like that, calcium hydroxide also. So this is only the introduction only. Suppose you want to develop the model, you can develop according to your research facility. That is a possible. Then voids in the hydrated cement phase, we have interlayer spaces in the voids, capillary voids and air voids. Capillary voids and air voids. In addition to the solids, the hydrated cement phase contains the several type of voids which have an important influence of the property. One is the interlayer space in CSH, capillary voids and air voids. I saw that figure. Okay, right? This is the porous. This is the porous you are seeing. This is other outer product. This is other products. This is hydrated particles, so and so. Even the characteristics of water in the hydrated cement, we have capillary water, absorbed water, interlayer water, chemically combined water. No, I'm not talking about this water available in the surface of the concrete. So what are the waters available inside the CSK? At the cemented paste. One is you have the capillary water, absorbed water, interlayer water, chemically combined water. So chemically, that is a capillary water in hydrated cement phase. So this is the water is highly related to this what we call shrinkage of the system. Shrinkage of the system. That is a chemically bounded water which is unable to remove this also. Right. Next one is different water. I can see this only one picture. Look at this is a CH layer. In between layer, we have that water. That water is called as interlayer water. That water is called as interlayer. In between the two CH layer. CH layer, all of you know about that. This is a CH sketch. I shown that some figure also, no? CH sketch. This is. So in between we have some water that is called as in between the interlayer water. Then in between we have some water. That water is have capillary water. In between that layers we have the capillary water. Another one is absorbed water. The surface of the CSH structure we have some water here. That water is called as a absorbed water. We have chemically bounded water, capillary water, interlayer water, and absorbed water. So these water also highly related to density of the concrete, strength of the concrete, as well as the durability of the concrete. These kind of water highly related to the shrinkage property of the concrete. So suppose you want to take any research in any research in this micro characterization, expressly you take the shrinkage, you want to link with that CH formation, so on so. So this is called as interlayer water. This water is called as a interlayer water. This is a capillary water. This is CHH. This is in between. We have the water. That water is called as a capillary water. Physically absorbed water is nothing but this is a CSH layer. In between the layer, sorry, the surface layer, we have the water, absorbed water. That water is called as a physically absorbed water. Okay. So in between the layer is called as interlayer water. This is one phase of CSH. This is in between we have interlayer water. This is the capillary water. This is we have the capillary water. I thanks to Professor P.K. Mehta. I copied from that. This is this. Now we have there's some instrumentation also available to find the capillary porous, Zell porous. First, I want to take about the capillary porous. One or 2 minutes I finish. Capillary porous, Zell porous. So this is the Zell. CSH Zell. This is the another Zell. We have another Zell. In between, we have the porous. Look at. We have the porous. This is called as a capillary porous. In between the Zell, we have the porous. That is called as a Zell porous. Okay, clear now? That is the difference between capillary porous and Zell porous. Using mercury intrusion or extrusion technique, we can calculate how much amount of porous, what is the Zell porous density, so on so like this. This is the typical example of the capillary porosity. So these are some relationship. This is the last picture. I can see that. Suppose you look at some sample images of SEM, scanning electron microscope. This is the typical same images of fly ash. You have seen the like spherical structure. This may be very useful for BTech and MTech students. The spherical in structures is represented as fly ash. Some spherical structures and as well as some needle-like structures is represented as silica fume. This is the typical same images of silica fume. Look at same images of GGBS, ground granulated blast furnace slag. We have seen that. Some solid structures. We have some parts also. So this is another instance like this. Suppose you go for deep study, we can find what is this. What is this? So EDAC study, what is the exact compound present in this particular section you can find. So this is same images of metacolon. So CH formation you look at. So what is this? Is Zell porous. This is a capillary porous. Capillary porous. Then again you go for Upbound study. What is the ratio between Zell porous and capillary porous? Then what is in case of total solids you want to take? You take the Zell solids also. What is the relationship? Please go for n number of studies. Look at this is a typical example of metacolon. This is some typical example of the SEM images with the different magnification and different size. This is KV, there is a power. This is a bentonite, different stage. Already you have some knowledges in the chemistry. You can easily find what type of structure inside. So you go for that NMR spectroscopy and a microscope studies. So this is a reacted fly ash. So before I got this is unreacted fly ash. This reacted fly ash like this. Look at around we have some portion also. This is the typical example of a fly ash particle. This I copied from that Lee book. Thank you. So with these things, I want to conclude my talk. I definitely know that I touch only a little bit regarding the micro characterization of the concrete. Using the same images, how we can identify this may be CSH or CH, or how to identify this, how to calculate capillary water or Zell porous, dense density, so on so. A little bit knowledge is full. So if you want more, means you go for further study, you can get a lot of ideas. So So you more want to extend the research in these areas. We have a very good or wider scope also. So you do the research. If any doubt, you may maybe communicate with us. We are ready to work with you also, and as well as we are ready to collaborate with the research as an industrial person as well academic institution also. So from this, I want to conclude my talk. I thank for the organization giving me opportunity. We have any questions, I will answer within my preview. It's possible I will share that question and answer also. And help, I ask Dr. Anil K. Pillai, maybe coordinate these things.
Thank you so much, Dr. T. Palanisamy, for that interesting talk.
So I will see the time. Sorry for the
no, it's okay. It's all right. I mean, it was so interesting because the thing is that you have at least made it clear that there is something called microstructure of a cement paste also, because it is not only concrete that we look at it. We need to go from macro to micro, and that is what is very important. And we also at Ramco Cement, we have a number of testing equipment for that. As you rightly said, to understand these compounds is really a very challenging process, for which we have brought the latest technology also for evaluation of materials, like you say, for example, X-ray fluorescence, X-ray diffractometer, mercury intrusion porosimeter, particle size analysis. All this we have at our Ramco Research Development Center, which is a separate research center at Chennai, apart from the testing facilities that we have at our respective plants also. So you have created that interest in the budding civil engineers as well as construction professionals about the need to understand microstructure of cement paste. That is very important. And
I will agree with small portion only.
Yeah, it's okay. And that interest has been generated. What we need to do is that we need to explore further. And as you rightly said, we need to explore further. So before we go into the question answer session, let me just make a couple of announcements. First, tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we have the talk by Dr. Ajit Sabnis, and he is going to talk about civil engineers and sustainable construction. That is at 11 a.m. tomorrow. And then day after tomorrow, please note that we have two presentations, one by Dr. Vishal Arekar and the other by Dr. Vidya. That is from 11 to 1 o'clock day after tomorrow. And on the final day, we have by Dr. E. Rajshekhar, Assistant Professor at IIT Roorkee, about energy efficient building materials. So please make a note of this. And now we go to the question answer session of today's session. The first question that is being asked is by Dr. Sridevi herself. She wants to know the effect of admixture on the microstructure of cement paste.
Yeah, we also did a lot of work in the micro characteristics of this concrete, especially using the GG base and silica film. The cement industry people know well. They are using the GG base and slag cement also. I was did the 2005 to 2008 this area. So how this maybe improve the strength and the durability properties also. We have a lot of studies going on, the micro characterization, and how the CS gel is forms, and how these maybe arrest this voice in between the cell. These kind of things want to quantify. Then only it can called as a micro characteristic of the concrete. In my study, I have proved that pore filling effect. What is the pore filling effect of mineral admixtures, especially for the silica film and GGBS? That's this. We need some equipment also. That's already Dr. Anil Pillai pointed out. We have the Aramco Cements and other research institute only. We have this kind of research facility. Using the facility, we can explore in further also is possible.
I think she was asking about chemical admixture also. Chemical
admixtures. That is maybe no. I'm not deals with that particularly. But Dr. Manu's IIT Madras, they do that kind of chemical admixture expressly. I'm not doing anything. That is out of my focus.
We normally do the trials with various chemical admixtures at our research center to see how it is compatible and not compatible sometimes.
Yeah, we did this compatibility, all those
compatibility.
So how it's maybe react with the rheological properties in the atom level and microstructural level, I'm not concentrate that area. I have no experience in that area. Sorry.
How much heat of hydration, in 7 days and 28 days in calories per gram is something that is being asked.
That is maybe different, the cement to cement and manufacturer. It's been unable to say this may be constant.
Correct. Only thing is that in general we can say ordinary Portland cement 53 grade will be having a higher heat of hydration as compared to blended cements.
Yes, like.
So thank you so much.
At present, and we had some mineral admixtures, chemical admixtures. Even some places water is very less. Sometimes water high range water reduces. Lot of things.
And another thing, temperature also. Sometimes the ambient temperature also has an effect on heat of hydration.
Humidity, everything. So yeah, 20 years back we can say. Now we are unable to say.
So thank you so much, Dr. T. Palanisamy, for that interesting presentation.
Thank you.
Took your time off from your schedule. I'm sure that you would be having number of online classes and all that, but still you took time off your schedule to be here with us. And so we meet tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. Before that, Dr. Sridevi, would you like to have something on? I think she's not there. Any concluding remarks from your side, Dr. Palanisamy?
Yeah, thank you very much, Anil K. Pillai, and GM Technical Service of Aramco Cements. And Suraj, he's following me nearly about a couple of weeks and putting messages and all those things. And Madam also is following me for that fixing my date and time also. But thanks, Dr. Jayachandran, he is my student as my friend also, IIT Calicut, referring my name to Madam also. And other members of that seminars make it as very good. And especially thanks to participants and head of the department, Dr. Sridevi, and other faculty members of Raju Institute of Technology. I sincerely thanks about my director and the head of the department and my colleagues and my teaching and non-teaching friends. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Palanisamy. Dr. Sridevi, would you like to add something?
Sir, yes, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Palanisamy, sir. Because in spite of his hectic schedule, again tomorrow he is having one more lecture. So he took pains in adjusting the dates also. Sir, really interesting lecture, and especially for researchers who would like to do some research in concrete. It will be a great opportunity, sir. You have thrown lot of insights into the microstructure of cement paste. Even our students, some of our students are also interested to work in this area, colleagues also. So I'll share your mail ID with them, sir. So they'll be in touch with you, and hopefully we'll have a collaborative work in future also. Thank you very much. Anil sir, thank you very much for the platform.
Thank you all participants.
Thank you. So let's meet tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.